Hello, it is the new moon in Cancer. It is the beginning of this next lunar cycle, the next 30 days. We'll have a full moon in about 2 weeks. And like with every new moon, and all the more poignantly because the moon is in Cancer, the sun is in Cancer, Cancer is ruled by the moon. This next month is an excellent opportunity to grow. And now is the time to set the intentions of how we want to grow, as per our imagination, our creativity, as per our family, as per our emotions, our heart. This is a really important time to ask ourselves, what do I need to do to be able to grow as a human being? With Saturn opposite Mars, there's that focus on action and on being focused on bringing out the best in ourselves, both from an idealistic point of view, excuse me, with Saturn. How can I learn as much as I can as an individual to bring new information, to embrace who I am as an individual, as per my Leo, as per my expression, my creativity, my sense of self, what I have to offer to the world, how I can shine. This is something that is true for everybody. So even if you don't necessarily have a lot of fire energy, as an individual, this is bringing out the fire that is within you, and we all have all the different energies. We're born in the same solar system. We have all the different energies influencing us. So for everyone, we're learning how to express ourselves. We're learning really new dimensions to who we are as human beings. And again, a lot of this learning is through action. Like, oh, I said this or I did that. That felt good. It inspired good things in other people. Or sometimes it's like, oh, I'm being a little bit too egotistical, or I'm being a little bit too uncaring. I'm being a little bit too self-focused. I need to stop doing that. With Saturn there, we're learning a lot. And a lot of the learning can be aided by direct learning, by learning information. With Saturn, with air energy in general, especially with Mercury and Gemini for the next couple of days, we've had that for a long time, like the last month or so, because we've been retrograde, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 5 or 6 weeks. Even when that does go into Cancer, and we'll talk about what that means when it does, with Saturn and Saturn and Aquarius, that air energy is still going to be present for all of this year, all of next year, the first half of the year after that. And where we are right now is such a great opportunity to make the most of setting ourselves up for the remainder of Saturn and Aquarius, as well as making the most of what's here right now, which is just learning as much as we can about ourselves. I didn't mean to make this video to be a plug, but honestly, this is what I do for a living. I do readings with people to talk more about who we are as people, how to embrace our interests, our passions, certain challenges that might come to light. And if you like a reading, feel free to get into contact with me. All the info is in the About section. But yeah, learning directly can help us so much to be able just to get to the core of, okay, this is really good to know about yourself. Focus on doing more of this. This would be really helpful, And that stuff, here's a bit of a challenge. Here's something to be mindful of. With Saturn opposite Mars in particular, although with Venus as well, we're learning what works and we're learning what doesn't as per our actions, how we express ourselves, our understanding of ourselves. Because sometimes we can have a false understanding of ourselves, or maybe a little bit misguided or whatever. And that can go on so many different ways. Like, oh, I didn't realize that I was influencing people in this way. I was being, whatever it might be. As well as like, oh, I didn't realize I had this gift to offer. The more we learn directly about ourselves. I mean, at any point in life, because I've been doing this for like 10 years, but at any point, but especially with Saturn and Aquarius, I think for the next lunar cycle, it's really helping. It's really helpful to just to know who we are, who we're not, what our visions. I think that's a key thing to focus on, is what our visions are for our lives for the next 30 years, seen from a certain perspective, because it'll be about 29, 30 years until Saturn's in Aquarius again. Now is a great time to be focusing on these things consciously and be learning about these things and be learning about ourselves. And the more we learn about ourselves, and the more that we'll be able to build with other people, the best part of Saturn opposite Mars, and the more we'll be able to build in our own lives, and we'll be able to avoid the painful part of that opposition, which again, every energy is on a spectrum, every aspect is on a spectrum. So when when anything happens, we don't have to experience the negative. It's not inevitable. We can experience the beautiful positives. And the beautiful positives, or sorry, no, that's what we were covering. To avoid the negative here is learning the hard way. Again, we say something and it's taken the wrong way, or we do something and it's actually not good for us, and we learn the hard way. Saturn is like it's like an instant karma type thing when there's an opposition like this going on. And again, not only Mars, but also Venus. And we are gearing up to the Sun in Leo opposite Saturn. So we're kind of just like in the beginning phases of this. So the more we learn about ourselves over the next month, the better. Because actually part of this lunar cycle is Sun opposite that Saturn. We'll talk more about what all this means as time goes on. But I think, that's something that's just really good to focus on, is understanding who we are, embracing and empowering who we are, and doing what brings more light and love to ourselves and to other people. And another aspect that we haven't covered really well so far is family and our inner emotions. I mean, inner emotions are connected to what we were talking about, as well as family is connected in a way too, because our relationships and what works and what doesn't work, is really coming to light. Whether it's the right relationship for us, or it's the right approach, or maybe we just need to know more about the other person or about ourselves. And again, this is what I do for a living, so get into contact with me if you want. But that Cancer energy Leo energy loves family too, but the Cancer energy loves family. They both equally love family. And I think with the new moon, this is the big focus. So consciously set your intentions of how you want to grow for the next 30 days. And be mindful of those themes, that vision, or those visions that extend past the next 30 days, that extend for the next couple years and really for the rest of your life. Because these are big energies that we're working with, Saturn in particular. So we want to have these visions in mind. There's no need to stress about it. It's all good. As long as we just keep showing up each day and doing our best, it's all that ever matters. It's more than enough. Actually, it's enough. That's the key. It's like, it's enough. And enough is great. Enough is great riches, as they say. So I know that there can be a lot of pressure that people are feeling at this time. Just keep going with the positive intention. That keeps coming up in my consciousness lately. Is just keep going with what feels right and what's exciting and what's inspiring. And as you bring out the best in yourself, you'll bring out the best in those around you. And here we are on Spaceship Earth. We just keep getting better and better. That's the goal. That's the ideal. And I think that's really what we're all focused on for the next couple years of Saturn and Aquarius, is really focusing again on knowledge of self, knowledge of other, the big vision in our life, whatever it might be, of how to bring our best contribution to humanity, and to bring out the best in ourselves in the process. Infinite love to you, my friends. Namaste. Peace.